Part 8. Napasinghap siya nang ibaba ko ang daliri sa leeg niya, down to his chest, to his full-pack abs, down to his waist. I could clearly see the big bulge there on the fabric of his pants. Stop, he stopped my hand by holding it with his. Nagmulat siya, mapungay ang mga matang tiningnan ako. I smiled sweetly. Why? It's my job? Let me, I sensually whispered. That made the bulge even grew bigger. Jacob sighed heavily. Pinitawan niya ang kamay ko saka siya umayos ng upo. Pumuntong hininga ulit siya sa kanilangon ako. Fine. Don't do it if it's against your will, then. He then grabbed the glass of vodka and sipped on it. I complained, though, of course, it's not. Alam ko ang ginagawa ko, kaya, uminit ang mukha ko. I'm not drunk but, it's okay. No one dared to talk after that. It's a long, awkward and deafening silence for us. Nakagat ko ang pang-ibabang labi. Nakatitig lang ako sa kanya habang panay naman ang lagok niya ng alak. We stayed like that for minutes. I remembered a song, 34-35 by Ariana Grande. I laughed sensually when I remembered some lyrics. Jacob glanced my way, his face asking why am I laughing. I put my right hand on his shoulder. Can you stay up all night? Kumunot ang noo niya. It's still daytime. Savannah. Him, calling me by name is like music to my ears. I smiled and continued to speak the song lyrics. Love me till the daylight. His face creased. What? 34, 35. What the I swoop his lips to mine, in the most sensual and aggressive way. I tasted the vodka in his lips. Seconds when I felt him responding my kisses in a more aggressive way. And his hands were now roaming on my body spots. I pulled out the kiss. I stared at him, he's a damn hot god-looking irresistible asshole. I wanna do it with you, patuloy ko sa kanta and immediately crouched for another hot kiss. I'm all sore the next day. Jacob was lying beside me on the bed, topless, and only the blanket was covering his lower body. My face flushed when I glanced at him. I suddenly looked away. Morning, I heard him say. It's our first time being intimate until dawn. It's so awkward for me since I looked like a witch early in the morning. Sumulyap ako sa gawin ni Jacob. My heart flustered like the first time. No change, the feeling still the same. Tanging sagot ko bago bumangon. I walked towards the bathroom and took a mouthwash. Kapit na kapit ang kumot na itinakip ko sa aking katawan habang nakatingin sa replika ko sa salamin matapos maghilamos. While looking the mirror, my father's face appeared on my vision. He wickedly smirked me before saying the phrase, "Do your best to please the Marcos CEO, or most, seduce the guy." Napapikit ako ng mariin habang kuyom ang mga kamay. Tila kampana ang salitang iyon sa tenga ko. Nakakabingi, nakakairita, nakakababa ng pagkatao. I opened my eyes and faced my reflection. I was forced to be in this situation. Jacob asked me to just seduce him, and I obliged. I like it. No, I love it every time we end up intimate. But after all, marahas akong napasinghap. But after all, it's just the papers. The papers. I know, everything would end up soon. Jacob would be sated and he'd throw me like a trash like we never happened. Thinking things about that gave a massive pain through my heart. I hope this feeling would be gone. Like a chalk on the blackboard that can be erased by an eraser. Or a message on the phone that can be deleted in a click. Why I am hurt, anyway? Am I falling? Or am I already fallen? Am I in love with him? Natawa ako. Love. Makakain ba yun? I didn't believe in love, then. Yes. For me, it was just a cover-up word for lost. But I was lost when my mom died. My perspective for love changed especially when my son was born. Pero ngayon parang nagbago ulit. Ewan ko ba, it feels like my life has a missing piece. Para akong naglalaro ng puzzle, I need to feel what's missing. Is it possible that Jacob is the missing piece? Natawa ako na parang nababaliw na. Damn, I shouldn't be thinking things like this. Nagayos ako ng sarili, inayos ko rin ang kumot na nakatikip sa katawan ko. Lumabas ako sa bathroom. I saw Jacob lying on the bed. He moved when he saw me. Napayuko ako. I'm so much affected from my thoughts earlier. I can't stand looking him. Naglakad ako palapit sa gilid ng kama, nandoon ang mga damit ko. I picked it all up, but one missing. I looked for it around. I winced when I saw my brassiere on the bed, beside. My face flushed. Paki, abot ng bra ko. Please, nag-iwas ako ng tingin. Naramdaman ko ang paggalaw ng kama, bumangon si Jacob. Sumulyap ako sa gawin niya, umawang ang labi, kunang makitang nakaboxer lang siya. God! Bakit? Here! Huwag ka munang umalis. Uminit ang mukha ko nang lebat niya ang bra sa akin. Kinuha ko iyon, inangat ang paningin para sa kanya. Nasa harap ko na siya, 1 metro ang pagitan namin. Why? I bit my lower lip. He glanced my lips before facing me. Maaga pa naman. Let's cuddle for a while. Side of his lips rose. Uminit ang mukha ko. But before I could react, he grabbed me by his big hands. We ended up lying down the bed. God! He would be the death of me. Kinubabawan niya ako, agad pinatakan ng halik ang halos buong mukha ko. Napatili ako na. Agad napalitan ng tawat halakhak. Hey! Stop it! I said, shock lang. Umangat ang ulo niya, halos maduling ako sa lapit ng mga mukha namin. You didn't respond my morning, earlier. Now, take my punishment. He crushed his lips onto mine. I chuckled, yet I responded to his kisses. The kiss longed, and it depended for every second. I could feel him touching my body now. His hands were roaming my body spots without cutting the kiss. But before he could touch me down there, I stopped him. Umangat ang paningin niya. I'm still sore, Jacob. We fucked afternoon, night till dawn. I want a rest. I smiled weakly and gave him a peck on the lips. Oh, sorry. Umiwalay siya sa akin, ngayon ay nasa tabi ko na siya. I moved sideways, then our eyes met. He smiled sweetly. That made my heart pound. Damn. I'm falling deeper and deeper. Know what? You look good when smiling, I said. His face features became soft. Rare. I never saw him like this. Ngayon pa lang. Para tuloy siyang anghel na naparusahan sa sobrang kagwapuhan, kaya ibinagsak dito sa lupa. Unconsciously, my fingers slowly caressed his face. Parang may sariling isip ang kamay kong hawakan siya. He didn't complain, though. Umungay lang ang mata niya at malambot ang mukhang nakaharap sa akin. You're so handsome and irresistible. I pinched his nose the way I pinched our son's nose. You, too, he said. Natigilan ako at kunot noong tiningnan siya. Ano raw? Handsome, I said. Ngumiti siya, lumapit sa akin. He kissed my forehead. He faced me after that. His eyes were so beautiful. Seemed like he's into something. Joy, that's what's written on his eyes. And it's unusual for me. You're breathtaking, gorgeous, beautiful, stunning, captivating, radiant, divine, sweet, adorable, incredible, irresistible, and amazingly charming. That's what you are, Savannah. I didn't know how to react. My lips parted as I watched him emotionally saying those words. My heart pounded so fast it hurt. Damn. Who wouldn't fall for him? He's such a dickhead, manwhore, asshole, jerk, and a fucking sweet guy I've ever met. I jerked off. You seem to call me by my second name, huh? You're the first and only guy calling me that. Usually, it's Savannah. He smirked. Yeah, I like being first. Luckily, I'm your first. Umawang ang labi ko. I didn't want to be dirty. minded, but his words for me were double. Meaning, uminit ang mukha ko sa naiisip. I bit my lower lip. Aham. Yeah. By the way, you're the 7th, right? The 7th generation of your clan, I guess. I diverted the topic. He nodded. Gumalaw siya saka humarap sa kisame. I just looked at him. I'm the 7th. Honestly speaking, I like your name. Parang may something, it seems like for modern name generation. But the fact that you're the 7th means your ancestors were very old now, 17th century or 16th. He heaved a sigh. 17th century. My name Jacob Marcus came from my great-grandfathers. Well, it's obvious, though. He glanced at me. I smiled. Yeah, your family must be the richest clan since then. The Marcus the First, his father is a pirate, namely, Bastian Cronus Marcus. He's the captain pirate, married to Astrielus Marcus and had a son Jacob Marcus, the heir of the Marcus. The name Marcus is a pirate name, nagpasalin-salin ang pangalang yan sa aming angkan hanggang sa akin, and soon to my kids and grandkids. They're family of pirates. Oh, they must be really to the core rich. The wealthiest family in and outside the country. $1 billion was like a penny to them. Naglapat ang mga labi, kung tinitigan ng mataman si Jacob. His name would be the name of his future son, the 8th. When that day comes, I would be very broken. Looking him from afar, happily married to the love of his life then have children. God. Savannah, you're just hurting yourself. Stop thinking. You have plans on having kids, haven't you? I asked. Of course, I have. I'm not getting any younger, it's time to settle down, I guess. Hinarap niya ako ng maigi. He glanced at my stomach then looked at me in the eye afterwards. I faked a cough. What if, malaman mong may anak ka na? I asked, again. My heart was beating so bad. He groaned and laughed a bit. Kanino naman? I felt a massive pain in my heart. My hands were shaking as well as my knees below. I'm sweating bullets at nangangapa ako ng isasagot. Damn. Ano? You know, you're a man whore, a playboy, and such. I even saw you making out with a woman the first. He groaned, complaining. Forget it. I wanna fool that time, that's why. I rolled my eyes. You're not using any protection when we have romance, baka ganoon ka rin sa kanila. Shut it. I only make love to you without protection. You're the only woman I've filled with. Uminit ang mukha ko. Make love. That's his term whenever we make love. I looked away. I'm only asking, what if you had a child with the woman you've had romance? What will you do? I glanced at him. He's thinking. Ay papad na ko muna, we're not sure if it's really mine. Baka ginagamit lang yung bata para perahan ako, he then smiled at me. Mapait akong napangiti. Parang may pumiga sa puso ko dahil sa sinabi niya. Yeah, right. I don't have plans to expose my son, though. I don't trust him that much for my son. But, if the DNA says that that child is mine, I'd do whatever it takes to get the kid away from her mother. I'll fight for custody, he fiercely said. I stilled. I felt a big lump in my throat, unable me to speak. I felt numb. Para akong binagsakan ng malamig na tubig sa simpleng tugon niya. I know he didn't know my son yet, but what if he did? Is he going to do what he just said? Is he going to keep my baby away from me? No way. I was silent for minutes. Jacob noticed it then I heard him speak. You, still taking those pills? Napatingin ako sa kanya, saka tumango. I don't have the mood to speak for now. Stop it, then, he said. Nagulat ako nang bigla siyang humilig sa tiyan ko saka nakangiting nakatingin sa akin. What the hell is he doing? Napasinghap ako nang haplasan niya ang tiyan ko. I want a girl. My whole body froze. My eyes widened, my lips parted and literally no words came out. I was so shocked from what he said. My heart was beating so fast like I had joined a fun run. He's smiling from ear to ear as he caressed my stomach. I gasped softly. This ain't happening. Gusto ko isiping mali ang iniisip ko pero paano? I knew exactly what he meant. Ha! I tried my very best not to stammer. You're so beautiful, and being the mother of my children suits you better. Stop taking those pills. Baby, trust me. Tangina, Savannah. Alam mo bang halos mamatay ako kakaisip kung bakit ang tagal mo, ha? Akala ko talaga kung napano ka na. Susugurin ko na sana ang Jacob na yan kaso walang magbabantay kay Asher. Muntik ko pang matawagan ang daddy mo. Tangina mo ka, leche. Napasinghap ako sa bumungad sa akin. Kitang-kita kung gaano kainis ang mukha ni Jane habang nakatayo sa harap ko. I was sitting on the sofa, carrying my son, Asher. I lifted up my eyes at her. Jacob, your mouth. Naririnig ka ni baby. Stop diverting the topic, Savannah. Mariing asak niya. Ano, ha? Ano? Ilang beses na may nangyari sa inyo, napapansin kong okay lang sa'yo. Ngayon ka palang umuwi ng matagal, ano yun? Magdamag kayong nagkama, ganun. Jane. What? She spat. She crossed her arms and eyed me. Tapatin mo nga ako. Are you falling for him? Are you falling for your baby's father? Natigilan ako. Our eyes met. Silence filled the room. Nobody dared to talk between us. My heart beat rapidly as I looked away. Let me change the question. Have you fallen in love already? Tell me, it's not about the documents, right? Dahil kung sa deal pa rin, you wouldn't be like this. Jane, I'm not comfortable to talk about it now. Alam ko sa sarili ko ang tunay kong nararamdaman. But I don't want to blurt it out. Because I think, once my feelings revealed, no one's going to catch me. I remember Jacob. He told me earlier that he wanted me to be the mother of his children. But what made me feel hurt was that, he might have said those words also to his horse. Para madali silang bumigay. Isa na ako roon. No, let's change it to a statement, Jane said. You have already fallen, that's it. My tears fell out, gumalaw ang labi ko, habang nakatingin sa aking anak. I sobbed my baby's back. Jane suddenly approached me then caressed my back for comfort. Kailan mo pa yan naramdaman? I sniffed before lifting my face to her. She wiped away my tears. I smiled. Isang don't know. I just woke up one day, having this rare feeling. I chuckled. Huwag mo na ulit akong pag-alalahanin, or at least tumawag ka. Nag-cruise ulit ang mga braso niya. You made me freak out yesterday. Akala ko ba ayaw mo sa Jacob na yun? Seduce lang. Anong nangyari? She smirked mischievously. I sighed. Love is unpredictable, Jane. Yes, I once didn't like him for he was so rude and arrogant. Manhor foremost, I hated him for being sort of a man like that, but little did I know, my heart slowly fell without me knowing. Hamalakhak si Jane. She finds it hilarious, ha? She looked at me afterwards, small laughters came out from her mouth. She calmed herself down after that then intently looked at me. I faced her. So, may balak ka na bang sabihin sa CEO mo? Ang totoo, na may anak kayo. You know, I'll support you no matter what your decisions are. She gave a genuine smile. My heart was pounding so bad that it hurt. Meanwhile, side of my lips curved for a smirk. Depende. Days went fast. I found myself inside Jacob. He told me yesterday that we're going somewhere. He didn't even give me a hint nor clue of where we're going to. I just Saturday on the passenger seat of his luxurious car while he's driving through our destination. Awkward silence filled the atmosphere. Nobody's talking. I cleared my throat then glanced at him. Saan ba tayo pupunta, Jacob? We had passed 100 of kilometers already and yet you're still driving. Where are we going ba kasi? Somewhere, outside the city. What? You mean, we're off Manila now? You gotta be kidding me. Matatagalan pa ang pag-uwi natin mamaya. His brows furrowed, his perfect jaw clenched and his hand tightened while maneuvering the steering wheel. Irritants of his face were very evident. You're not a minor anymore, Savannah. Unless you have a boyfriend there, patiently waiting for your rendezvous. He bitterly glanced at me and looked away afterwards. Ha! I blinked twice, can't believe what he just said. Wala akong boyfriend. Masama na ba ngayon kung ayaw ko lang matagalan umuwi? No, it's not that damn it, mahina siyang napamura. Okay, I'm sorry. Hindi ako sumagot. Kumarap na lang ako sa daan. Ano bang problema niya? What makes him think that I have a boyfriend? Ano? Selos siya, ganun. I sighed then glanced at my wristwatch. Oh shit. It's 4 in the afternoon already. We departed in 1.5 hours in the afternoon so it means, almost 3 hours din kaming nagbabiyahe. I need to update Jane. I slid my phone out. I lifted it up then I suddenly typed for Jane's number. Jane, I think we'll go home late tonight. Don't wait for me, okay? And send Asher my keys. Tell him that I love him. Don't worry, I'll buy you pasalubong. I silently cursed when I saw that there's no signal in here. I looked outside and saw the green surroundings, trees were all around us. I slid down the window, fresh air filled my nose. Damn, where are we? Tiningnan ko ang cellphone halos mapamura nang makitang hindi pa na-send ang message. I sighed in much frustration. Nasa probinsya ba kami? Who's that? I almost freaked out when Jacob voiced out. He's glancing at my phone. Agad kong naibaba ang cellphone ko. Shit, this isn't the time yet. Nagtama ang paningin namin, nakitang lumamig ang ekspresyon ng mukha niya. Napalunok ako ng matabang na ngumiti. Si Jane, best friend ko. May sinabi lang ako. Anong lugar na ba ito? Walang signal, importante sana. Sumulyap siya sa akin sabay sulyap sa cellphone ko. Nakagat ko ang pangibabang labi at mas tumambol ang puso ko sa kaba. We're almost there, he announced. Napatingin ako sa labas at nakita hindi kalayuan ang isang napakalaking gate na may tatak na Haitian de Marcos Family. Napanganga ako sa sobrang taas sa lapad ng gate. Habang lumalapit ang sasakyan namin ay unti-unti namang bumubukas iyon. My lips parted in so much amazement. Latin pala kayo? I asked, out of nowhere. I'm still amazed. Rome, Italy. Whoa. I thought you're an Australian, maraming Marcos doon, right? We have millions of same surname in the world. Yeah, sabi ko nga. Nilagpasan na namin ang gate bumungad sa amin, ang tahimik sa kapayapang lupain na mahihinuha kung sa pamilyang Marcos lang. Isang kalsada lang ang nadadaanan sa lugar. Masasabi kong hindi sila ganoon kasosyalista. Kaya pala hindi ko masyado naririnig ang pangalan ng mga Marcos. They're private like the others and want a peaceful yet abundant life like this. I also want a life same as this. The thing is, I've grown up in a city. I'm not used into this peaceful living. We're here, Jacob announced. Napalingon ako sa labas. Umawang ang labi ko. Nang makita ang bahay, no. Mansion, no. It's a palace. Or it's just me who thinks it's a palace. Whoa. I couldn't hide the amazement. You like it? Jacob opened the door beside me and offered his hand for me to get up. I claimed his hand, still amazed. Bahay niyo to. Well he just nodded. Tara, my parents up there. Ipapakilala kita. Natigilan ako. Laglag ang aking panganang malinganan ko siya. My body froze for a moment. Ramdam ko ang paglamig ng mga kamay ko dahil sobrang init ng mga palad niya. He noticed it, and then he laughed a bit. They're not going to bite you, baby. They would make no harm. Just be yourself, trust me.